As far as the Yeezy 350 V2 goes, that's a pretty played shoe. Like,
yeah, like if you're rocking that now, you're not rocking that to like
somebody at Adidas is like, damn, the brass knuckles. But that's not to say that I'm not with that shoe. I'm in fact still with that shoe because it's such a good shoe.
It is a good shoe.
It's really easy to wear. It's super duper comfortable.
Yeah.
I love traveling with it because like the whole upper, just like you could take like 6 pairs of those anywhere
Creasing
you go.
is unheard of.
It's a fantastic sneaker, and so I know they'll make more. I'm not mad at them making more.
Some people are.
I know a lot of people are. I am a little mad that like each colorway seems to be like a half Pantone from the last. You know,
They're just running through the
entire color wheel.
They are, and you can tell.
I wouldn't mind a V3, but I really like the V2, and I think there's a lot of people I know from my experience in retail. There's still a lot of people looking to get there first.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Kanye, I know all those years ago when he said, "I want everybody to have a Yeezy." I know a lot of people thought he was half-stepping with that. Like he is a half-stepper like we've never seen. That dude that's just what he does, right? But I think he was dead serious. Like, and now you can see the fruits of that saying. Like, yo, they're everywhere now. At this point, if you don't have one, you just don't want one. And the crazy part is that all the people that were championing this shoe back when it was hype that are now saying it's not cool, you can just see where you lie. Like, you just copped that joint because it was limited.
That's weird. That's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
It's a part of this culture though, but what I think is interesting, or I think the point that I'm really trying to make is sometimes if you're really into sneakers, you think the entirety of sneakers and the sneaker industry and the decision that the brands are making should be about you and the 2,000 people you follow on Twitter.
Yep, it's just you guys.
That's it, you know? Like, why would they do this? Here's the reality. There are a lot of people, including my mother, who wanted Yeezys. I mean, my mother's on her like 3rd or 4th pair because of me, but
take care of your moms, people.
But she asked me first, hey, can you get those look really comfortable, whatever. Or I've heard really good things or whatever. There's a lot of people outside of a sneakerhead that are getting a taste at this. So, you know,
our world is so small, guys.
Tiny.
When the Monarch becomes the #1 selling shoe for Nike, you realize where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reality there. But there is some energy behind Yeezy still. I think all these new models that are coming with Adidas would pop off a lot of new energy.
Like, did we forget about Yeezy?
I don't know. It's an interesting idea, but I think Yeezy basketball, that one that looks like it's got, you know, the symbiote growing up over it, the 450,
the one that Kim K just wore, where the back of it is like, there's like a black ankle, like the back ankle's all black.
Yeah.
And the front of the shoe almost has like a zebra-esque pattern to it.
Right.
They're fire, dude.
I think there's still some energy to come. Maybe, and you suggested this in our show notes, possibly one of the most exciting things that can come.
If they do this, yo.
It's an interesting prospect, and that is the idea that Nike one day retro the Yeezys, specifically in your show notes, the Yeezy 2. I think obviously that's the more popular of the two.
Yeah, the one just doesn't really fit with the climate right now. It's more of a basketball. You can see where the climate was when that shoe came out.
Right.
We were rocking LeBrons and KDs and Kobe's and Jordans and all that stuff, and now the tone is more sleek. So I think the Yeezy 2 would be more of today's like swag. But
here's the reality of it. It's a Nike design.
They own that. They
definitely own it. He worked on it in conjunction with Nike designers.
Yep.
Like, I think if you went to, you know, the paperwork on that shoe, it would be designed by Nike employee.
Like the Sean Weatherspoon.
Yeah, with
shout out to Sean,
with Kanye and associated. So I think if they dropped the Yeezy name from the box label, and maybe, I don't know if there's really anything proprietary to him. I guess the Yeezy print is, you know, but it's just a bunch of Ys. I think they could leave that. I really think they could do it if they wanted to.
When do you think would be a perfect time for them to do it? And do you think that Kanye would be verbal about it? I think he wouldn't be able to let that go.
Here's the thing. I think that they could. I don't think that they should.
I don't think they should either. Let it go.
I think that if they do, obviously you're going to activate Kanye. Obviously you're going to activate a bunch of Adidas fans. There is the rare breed Adidas Kanye combo stan. They're a particularly annoying group of people.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with them on social media, I mean, everybody is passionate about something, but if you are a huge Kanye stan and as a result a huge Adidas Yeezy stan, and then you're like boost his life, and then you're very specific to your tastes, then you're sort of like that's all you're ever talking about, and you don't give anything else a shot. You know?
I got a question.
What's
okay.
up?
Do you think if Nike did this and they flooded the market with these things, do you think that they would still resell and be popular?
It would be such a what's the word?
I'm
it
talking
would be such
flooded. Like,
dude, there's
every store.
This is the reality, though. It's such a polarizing event if they actually did it. You'd activate those stands I was just mentioning. You'd activate Kanye. You would definitely activate Kim Kardashian. You would activate Nike boys, with the fuck you Adidas, these were the best ones anyway.
Yeah. When Boost was popping, the war was on. When Boost
you would
was
activate every retailer in the world. You would activate our whole creative teams. You would activate all the social media guys, all the affiliate links guys, the Avengers, the Justice League, the Teen Titans, everybody.
Jason.
So here's what I'm getting at. You couldn't make enough. That's the reality of it. So like the idea of trying to flood the market with bots and retail, like resellers and everybody just trying to grab as many as they can. I mean, what do you think is flooding the market? 1 million pairs? Yeah. We do that once a year with the Jordan 11.
The Concord. Yep.
More.
I was going to say
that. And that's not enough. This would obviously have energy, far greater. Even if literally everyone thought it was a bad idea, let's just create that world. They couldn't make enough pairs of that shoe right now because it would be so polarizing. Like everybody, like you just couldn't avoid it. News, it would be on your mainstream news. Nike decides to do this. Kanye said this about this. Who really owns it? I mean, this would be discussed on everywhere. It would be discussed everywhere. And at that point, I don't think you could make enough. But all it would do is elevate Kanye, because Kanye is sort of and I hate talking about him because it sort of makes my point that he's sort of unavoidable. It's hard not to talk about him. It's hard even when he does wrong to ignore him. It's a weird internet world, and in the internet world, the only way you can harm anybody or anything you don't like is by completely ignoring it.
Forgetting about him.
Just forgetting about it. Like if you do not engage it, if you do not discuss it, you'll hurt it.
Like Freddy Krueger. If
you complain about it, if you say what a dumb idea it is, if you're exposed thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You take me, I'm a small fish in a ocean for sure. But if I speak about something on all of my platforms, I'm talking about 40,000 people.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So if I activate every single platform and say Kanye blah blah blah, right? Just little me that nobody thinks
like
anything
6 degrees
of.
of separation because
that's
then they can tell.
40,000. That's a stadium worth of people,
You're right.
That will see it for sure and potentially engage and potentially have their side conversations. And if I say something super polarizing, look at this idiot, now they're retweeting me or quote tweeting me, and then thousands of their followers are seeing it. So that's just me. Like you're talking about one person. There's bigger fish in our pond and obviously in the ocean. So I just think about it being a bad idea for Nike because of the importance I think it would give that shoe. It would make Kanye, it would validate Kanye in a way that I think they would much prefer to avoid doing. You know, they would just like that to go down as like a, hey, we did it first, let it go.
Okay.
You know, I think even in deciding to let him go because he wanted more creative control, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you think they regret that?
I don't. I think Nike has an arrogance, a well-deserved and well-earned arrogance that is unparalleled. You
can just kick rocks at all times with Nike.
Just see ya. Yeah. You know, if your name's not Michael Jordan,
roll out.
LeBron James, I'll talk to you later, you know?